Classification of organic compounds. These organic compounds, there are so many types of these classifications, but now according to our present syllabus, for convenience sake, we are adopted this classification. You may see in different books there may be a slight variations in these classifications. So here, organic compounds can be classified into two types. They are hydrocarbons and heteroatomic compounds. Hydrocarbons and heteroatomic compounds. Now these two types of compounds, this classification was based on the elements that were present in the given organic compound. If a given organic compound contains only carbon and hydrogen, such organic compounds are said to be hydrocarbons. Heteroatomic compounds means the compounds which contain other elements in addition to carbon and hydrogen. If some other elements like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, chlorine, etc. are present, such compounds are classified as heteroatomic compounds. Now we will see those compounds separately. Now let us consider first these hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons was further divided into two types. One is aliphatic hydrocarbons and second one is aromatic hydrocarbons. One is aliphatic hydrocarbons. Second one is aromatic hydrocarbons. Aliphatic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons. So this classification of hydrocarbons into two types will depend upon their properties. Because this is aromatic hydrocarbons are a special type of hydrocarbons which will have some characteristic smell. That's why characteristic smell means aroma. That's why they are said to be aromatic compounds. Let us study those compounds in detail later. Now let first consider or concentrate on these aliphatic hydrocarbons. Now carbon, basing on the bond formation, the hydrocarbons, particularly these aliphatic hydrocarbons, were divided into two types. One is saturated hydrocarbons and other one is unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons means carbon valency is 4. If 4 valencies of carbon were satisfied with 4 different groups or different atoms, such compounds are said to be aliphatic hydrocarbons. That is saturated aliphatic hydrocarbons. When 4 valencies of carbon are satisfied by 4 different atoms or 4 different groups, such hydrocarbons are said to be saturated hydrocarbons. So these aliphatic hydrocarbons are again divided into two types. One is saturated hydrocarbons Second group is unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbon means the carbon atoms in which 4 valencies of carbon are satisfied with 4 different groups or different atoms. In these saturated hydrocarbons, the carbon will undergone to sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. And they take part into substitution reactions. Substitution reaction means the maximum valency of carbon is 4. If 4 valencies of carbon were satisfied with 4 different groups, now if we take part into the chemical reaction, it is possible only when one of this group was replaced by a new group or a new atom. So such properties are said to be substitution reactions or replacement reactions. For example, if you take CH4, in CH4, here you have 4 hydrogen atoms bonded with a covalent bond with carbon. Now when it reacts with chlorine, what happens? This chlorine molecule, you have 2 chlorine atoms bonded with a covalent bond. Now we take part into the bonding reaction. This chlorine replaces this hydrogen. In turn, this chlorine will occupy the position of this hydrogen. So new compound due to this reaction will be CH3Cl plus HCl. So here chlorine atom was substituted in place of hydrogen. Chlorine atom was substituted in place of hydrogen. That's why this reaction is said to be substitution reactions. So saturated hydrocarbons will take part into substitution reactions. So in saturated hydrocarbons, carbon will take part into sp3 hybridization. 4 valencies of carbon were satisfied with 4 different groups or 4 different atoms, and they take part into substitution reactions. Now, these saturated hydrocarbons are called as alkanes. They are called as alkanes. Saturated hydrocarbons are said to be alkanes. Now, these unsaturated hydrocarbons are again divided into 2 types. Unsaturated hydrocarbon means when 4 valencies of carbon were satisfied by less than 4 atoms or groups, such compounds are said to be unsaturated hydrocarbons. In this unsaturated hydrocarbons, carbon will form multiple bonds. That means carbon-carbon double bonds or carbon-carbon triple bonds will be formed. Such compounds are said to be alkanes. Here carbon will involve in 2 types of hybridizations. One is sp2 hybridization and other one is sp hybridization. If they are in sp2 hybridization, they are said to be alkenes. If they are in sp hybridization, they are said to be alkynes. Addition reactions. Now let us see how these unsaturated hydrocarbons will take part into addition reactions. Take an example, CH2 double bond CH2. Here 2 carbon atoms are there. There is a double bond between 2 carbon atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms are attached on each carbon. This molecule is ethylene. Here it belongs to alkenes. So here it take part into addition reaction with chlorine. Now when ethylene reacts with chlorine, what happens? This double bond, one of the double bond was broken and two new bonds are formed between carbon and chlorine. So that CH2Cl, single bond CH2Cl, CH2Cl, single bond CH2Cl. 1,2-dichloroethane is formed. So here, none of the single atom that was present in ethylene was replaced. Simply, the pi bonds that were present in two carbon atoms was broken, and in place of that pi bond, two sigma bonds with two chlorine atoms are formed. This type of reaction is said to be addition reaction. So, saturated hydrocarbons will take part into substitution reactions, and unsaturated hydrocarbons will take part into addition reactions. Now, what are aromatic compounds? These aromatic compounds are they are also unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now, just now we discussed that an unsaturated hydrocarbon should take part into addition reactions, but this special class of these compounds, that's why we separately studied them as aromatic compounds. They are very unsaturated compounds. Though they are unsaturated, they take part into substitution reactions rather than addition reactions. That's why we are studying them separately as a separate branch. The mother compound of aromatic compounds is considered as benzene, C6H6. The structure of benzene will be like this. 6 carbon atoms are hexagonally arranged, and there will be an alternative double bond between carbon atoms. This is C6H6 benzene. Another compound is naphthalene, where 2 benzene rings are there. So, any compound can exhibit this aromatic character according to Huckel's rule. It should contain 4n plus 2 p electrons, or it should contain 4n plus 2 by 2 pi bonds. That means each bond stands for 2 p electrons. Here, when 3 bonds are there, it means it has 3 electrons. N is the number of circles. Here one circle is there. So 4 into 1 plus 2. That means 4 into 1, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. So here 6 p electrons are there in 6 carbon atoms. Here 2 rings are there. So it can exhibit the aromatic character if contains 4 into 2 plus 2. 4 into 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. If 10 p bonds are there, p orbitals are there in 10 carbon atoms, then this will have that aromatic character, naphthalene, like that. Now let us see heteroatomic compounds. In heteroatomic compounds, we have oxygen, chlorine and other compounds. These heteroatomic compounds are believed to form by the replacement of 2 or more hydrogens from hydrocarbons. So in aromatic compounds, we have a special group. Because of the presence of group, irrespective of the number of carbon atoms that were present in that compound, because of that single group, the entire properties of the compound will changes. That's why that group is said to be a functional group. The important functional groups that involved in the formation of these heteroatomic compounds are, first one is hydroxyl group. That is OH group. They are said to be alcohols. Then C double bond O, this is said to be a carbonyl group. C double bond O. These carbonyl group compounds are two types. One is aldehydes, CHO, and second one is ketones, aldehydes and ketones. Next, carbonyl group and OH group together present in one compound, they are said to be carboxylic acids because they have acidic properties. Carboxylic acids, COOH. In carboxylic acids, if hydrogen of carboxylic acid is replaced by a new compound, they are said to be esters. Esters. Then we have nitriles, CN group or cyanide group. Such compounds are said to be nitriles. If two alkyl groups are present, both sides of oxygen, they are said to be ethers. And if NO2 group is present, they are said to be nitro compound. If in the COOH group, if this OH was replaced by a halogen, they are said to be acetyl compounds. That means acetyl chloride. There are so many functional groups. Let us discuss those functional groups in detail in the next classes. Functional group. The organic compounds, that is hydrocarbons, are considered as the mother compounds of an organic compound. In some elements, in addition to carbon and hydrogen, in some compounds, in addition to carbon and hydrogen, other elements like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and halogens are present with different structures. Such compounds which contains other elements other than carbon and hydrogen, such compounds are said to be heteroatomic compounds. In these heteroatomic compounds, one or more than one hydrogen atoms were replaced by a specific group of compounds. Because of the presence of those compounds, irrespective of the number of carbons and hydrogens that were present in that compound, simply because of that single group consisting of two or three elements, the entire properties of a large and huge organic compound will change. Such group which is root cause for a specific characteristic properties is said to be a functional group. The important functional groups are, here I have wrote some important functional groups. One is carboxylic acids, it's COOH, acyl chlorides, COCl, amides, CONH2, aldehydes, CHO, nitrile, CN, ketones, C double bond O, alcohols, OH, amines, NH2. Now let us study in brief regarding the structures of these compounds. First one is alcohols. Alcohols consisting of a functional group OH. OH means hydroxy group. This OH group is attached to any one of the carbon of a hydrocarbon. Such compounds are said to be alcohols. Such compounds are said to be alcohols. Now, basing on the position of that carbon, alcohols are again classified in different types, namely primary alcohols, secondary alcohols, tertiary alcohols. First, let us observe What is a primary carbon and what is a secondary carbon and what is a tertiary carbon? Primary carbon. Primary carbon means a carbon which present independently or a carbon that was linked to another chain of carbons irrespective of the number of carbons or the side chains, whatever it may be. Such carbon is said to be a primary carbon and is designated as 10. Secondary carbon. If a carbon is attached to two different groups consisting of carbons, such carbon is said to be a secondary carbon and it is designated as 2 degrees. This is secondary carbon. It should attach with two different carbons, whatever the group it may be. Then tertiary. Tertiary means where a carbon atom is attached to 3 different carbon atoms, then such carbon is said to be a tertiary carbon. Then quaternary carbon. A carbon which was attached to 4 carbon atoms is said to be a quaternary carbon. This is quaternary carbon. Now let us give one example which consisting of all these carbon atoms. Let us verify this compound. Here, the carbons which were attached only with one carbon atom, namely this carbon, it was attached with only one carbon, so it is a primary carbon. The other 3 bonds are with 3 hydrogens. And here this carbon is attached with one carbon only, other 3 are hydrogens, so this is also a primary carbon. And this is also a primary carbon, and this is also a primary carbon, and this is also a primary carbon. That means the carbon atoms which are present in the terminal positions of a compound, end of the compound, such carbons are said to be primary carbons. Then secondary carbon, the carbon which is attached with 2 carbon atoms. See here, this carbon, it was attached here to this carbon. Of course, it may be the hydrogen. Here one carbon and here another carbon. Irrespective of the group, it's not a matter for us. The thing is, it should be attached with how many carbon atoms? Of course, here Cl is there. We could not consider Cl. Just only with carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms are directly attached to this carbon? This carbon and this carbon. Only 2 carbon atoms are there. So this carbon is said to be a secondary carbon. This carbon is said to be a secondary carbon. Now see, here this carbon was attached. Basing on the position of carbon in a given compound, the carbons can be classified into 4 types. That is primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon and quaternary carbon. Primary carbon means when a carbon is present independently or it was attached to another carbon atom. Such carbons is said to be a primary carbon. Generally, the carbons which are present at naming of organic compound containing more than 2 functional groups. So, while naming an organic compound containing 2 functional groups, we have to take one functional group as a primary functional group or a main functional group, and the second functional group should be considered as a prefix. That means as a side chain. We can consider it as a side chain. So now here the point is, when two functional groups are present, which group should be considered as a main functional group or a prime functional group? For that, in IUPAC system, we have a systematic sequential order to consider which one as a main primary group. Here we have important functional groups. One is carboxylic acids, that is COOH, and all acyl chlorides, that is acid derivatives. We may call them as acid derivatives. If OH of this carboxylic acid was replaced by Cl, NH2 or other things, etc., such compounds are said to be acid derivatives. So here we have carboxylic acids COOH, acyl chloride COCl, amide CONH2, aldehyde CHO, nitrile CN, ketones C double bond O, alcohols OH, amines NH2. These are the important functional groups, and I have given in your material, I have given so many other functional groups also. So here this will be the sequential order. For example, if an organic compound is containing both CHO and COOH as a functional groups, for example, CH3, CH, CHO, COOH. See here. In this compound, we have two functional groups. One is carboxylic acid and other one is aldehyde. Here one is carboxylic acid and this was aldehyde. Now here, which functional group should be taken as a prime functional group? By naming this compound. When two such groups are there, you should verify the priority order. In priority list, COOH is the first top and CHO will be the second. So the CHO should be considered as a prefix. CHO should be considered as a prefix. So here you should take this as a secondary functional group. So you should write it as a prefix. So when CHO is there, if you use it as a suffix, we'll add AL for it, and if it is present as a prefix, we write formyl. So here we are taking COOH as a prime group here. So 1, 2, 3, this is the main chain, 3 carbon atoms are there. So we can consider it as propanoic acid. Propanoic acid. Now here I have a side chain where CHO group is there. That CHO group is present in the second carbon. So this name of this compound, basing on the position of carbon atom in a compound, the carbons can be classified into primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon and quaternary carbon. For example, let us take a compound. See here, we have a carbon compound. There are other valencies were satisfied by other than carbon atoms. Let it be here, if it is CH3, the 4 valencies of carbon will be satisfied with 4 hydrogens, and here 1 hydrogen, and here also you have 3 hydrogens, and here you have 1 chlorine, and here 1 hydrogen, and here you have 3 hydrogens, and here also you have 3 hydrogens. This is a typical compound. Now if you observe this carbon, it is attached to only 1 carbon and other 3 valencies are satisfied by 3 hydrogens. So it is linked with 1 carbon. A carbon which is present isolatedly just like this in methane, or it was linked to other carbon atom, such carbons are said to be primary carbons. For example, this carbon is attached to only one carbon atom, so it is a primary carbon. Primary carbon will be denoted like that. And here also this carbon is attached to only one carbon, so this is also a primary carbon, and this is also a primary carbon, and this is also a primary carbon, and this is also a primary carbon. That means the carbon which is present isolatedly or independently like this in a methane, or it was attached to another carbon atom, such carbons are said to be primary carbons. If a carbon is attached to two carbon atoms, that carbon is said to be a secondary carbon, and it is denoted with 2 degrees. If a carbon is attached to 3 carbon atoms, see here, this carbon 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms, so this is said to be a tertiary carbon. Here this carbon is attached to 4 carbon atoms, so it is said to be a quaternary carbon. So this is primary carbon, denoted with 1 degree. This is secondary carbon, and here it is tertiary carbon, and this is quaternary carbon. So this is the classification of carbon atoms basing on the position of that carbon in a compound. The carbons which are present at the terminal positions, that is end of the chains, those are said to be primary carbons, and those which are present in the middle without any branches, they are said to be secondary carbons. If they are with one branch of carbon compound, then they are said to be tertiary. If it was 3 branches, then it is said to be quaternary carbon. If a functional group was attached to a primary, it will have some type of properties. If it is in the secondary carbon, that properties are entirely different. Now let us see a compound with a functional group. For example, CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. This is propanol, This is propanol, and it is a primary alcohol. If this OH group is present in the middle carbon, this is also propanol, but we call it as a 2-propanol. This is a secondary carbon, secondary alcohol. So the properties of primary alcohols are entirely different from properties of secondary alcohol. If this OH group is present in the tertiary carbon, then such compound is said to be a tertiary alcohol, and the tertiary alcohol properties are entirely different. So the position of functional group based on its position, whether it is in the primary or secondary or tertiary, the properties will entirely changes. For example, if carbonyl group is there, functional group carbonyl group, C double bond O group is said to be carbonyl group. If it is present in a primary carbon, then it is said to be aldehyde. If it is in the secondary carbon, then it is said to be a ketone. That means both are two entirely different properties. For example, CH3, CH2, CHO. This is propanol. It is an aldehyde. If the C double bond O group present in the second carbon, this is a ketone, it is said to be propanone. One is an aldehyde and other one is a ketone. If carbonyl group, if it is in the primary carbon, such compounds are said to be aldehydes. If it is in the secondary carbon, then it is said to be a ketone. This was the classification of compounds based on the position of carbon compound in a given carbon atom in a given compound.